Hi, my name's Julie Devendale and I'm a Senior Director in the Lifeway business. I'd just like to welcome you to the start of our series of videos to help you and your team prosper with the 331 system. Today, accompanying me is Dr. Velvet. She's a manager in the Lifeway business, and we're going to be covering the art of peaking. And we have a nice system of questions that I think that you'll be very happy with. So please enjoy. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our prospecting and having fun afternoon here. You have, my name is Julie Devendale, and I just thought this would be a great thing because I have so much fun when I prospect, and I thought I'd team up with Dr. Velvet. So Dr. Velvet, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, guys. I'm glad to be here with you, Julie. And boy, don't you look beautiful in that coral color? Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so we're already starting to move into acceptance already, huh?
Yes, I'm smiling.
Yes, absolutely. Well, guys, I'm Dr. Velvet and I'm working with LifeWave, and I cannot tell you and express how wonderful this 331 system is. And when Julie invited me today, I was absolutely tickled pink because I have really enjoyed working with this system. So I know that after Julie shares with you this information, you're going to feel the same way too. So kick it off, Julie.
Okay. Well, the secret sauce, the keys to success is the 331 system. And we're going to go through how to pique your prospect's interest today. So that's all we're going to cover. And we just have a few points. So you need to get your notebooks out and your pens because this is a secret sauce for sure. So number one in the system is piquing their interest. And then I'm just going to come down. Now, your family are going to be your best friends from this because you can practice with them, right? So you can practice this behavior. And we've got a couple of peaking scripts here. So this one is called the I'm concerned peak. We've got a lovely looking lady here looking very concerned. So really, it's just so you can differentiate between a couple of different lines to learn. All right. So Dr. Velvet, you want to start with the first peaking question?
Yes, absolutely. When we see somebody that we haven't seen in a while, or even if we've seen them in a while and we ask them, hey, what's going on with you? That is showing interest. That is showing that we are concerned about them, that we want to know how they're doing. And it has to come from a genuine point, because if we're saying with the agenda is I've got something I want you to know about and say, hey, what's going on with you? They might automatically just kind of like back away. But when we are genuine about it, we have that real concern, hey, what's going on with you? That allows them and allows the dialogue to open up for them to let us know what's going on with them. Right. And so let's say that it's just not about what's going on with them, but, what are you doing these days for fun? What are you doing these days for work? How's your health going? These are all things that start that dialogue in order for us to start piquing their interest.
Right. I mean, what are you doing these days for work? And people could be naturopaths, they could own spas, they could own gyms, they could be employed at the local supermarket. But this is how we can get through and find out a bit more about them, as Velvet said. And you never know. I was doing this the other day at the nail salon, and this guy came up while I was piquing somebody else. Well, I was getting my nails done. They're very nice, aren't they? And, a guy came over and was talking about an issue with his hand. So my peak was right on point. So next one is I finally found something that helps me with whatever is going on with them. So I finally found something that helps me with my high blood pressure, and it has no drugs, no injections, etc. right? So I had a torn calf muscle. I finally found something that helped me with my torn calf muscle. I didn't have to keep going back to the physio or the PT. That's right? PT, yeah. So very simple. Wait for a response. You're piquing an interest. You're not ramming it down their throat. You finally found, because finally found is really key phrase, key words, because think about when you lose your car keys and they can't find them anywhere and you need to be somewhere and you're in a rush. Oh, stress reigns. And then you finally find them under the sofa because the dogs like ran off with them or something. And then you're just like the relief. So transfer that into, I finally found something that helps me with this. And it's actually amazing. So practice this one. It's really, really good.
And that's really good that you bring that up too, because let's say they say that they've taken up skiing for fun these days, and you used to have achy knees. Oh, wow, skiing sounds so much fun. And I used to not be able to do that, but I finally found something to where I no longer have knee pain. You see, so we can really build on all of these.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that example.
Yeah. So the next one is, do you know that you could activate your stem cells? So of course, when you say that I finally found something that's happening or helping me, and they say, oh, well, what is that? You really do need to ask, well, do you know that you could activate your own stem cells? Or have you heard about activating your own stem cells?
Right.
Because then you're opening up the dialogue and they're moving towards you rather than you pushing onto them. So this is a really good one. Once you've had those first two dialogues, hey, well, tell me, what have you heard about stem cell activation?
Right. So these are key lines. If you memorize these, write them down, practice with your family and friends. I mean, I practice it when I'm out and about, even if I'm at the store. It's so cool because you'll find just listen to their answers and you just get you better and better.
Right. And the more you practice it, Julie, the more authentic it comes across. It doesn't seem
Absolutely.
staged or forced or anything. It seems very genuine and authentic.
Yes. And I just wanted to just comment on that. What have you heard about stem cells? That is a key phrase to learn, know off by heart. What have you heard? Because that opens up another dialogue with people, because people may not have, undoubtedly haven't heard about our great technology, and you're kind of just getting them into the mood of, oh, well, I know about stem cell injections and things like that. So then you're able to bring in the next stage, which is the pre-qualification stage, if you can get to that point. You know, we were out the other night and we used these lines. I finally found something that helps me with I had a torn calf, so I used that. And a fellow said, oh, wow, I've got a really bad shoulder. I haven't been to the doctor for 6 years. Oh, how much would this sort of thing cost? You know, and we said, well, did you know that you could activate your own stem cells for less than a cup of coffee a day? And he was like, oh, wow, I didn't know about that. How do I get this?
Exactly. And Julie, you bring up a really good point too. When you're letting them know, you're giving them a comparison. And a lot of people like to have that visual, but when you go right in, oh, well, if you sign up for such and such, it's going to cost you, you're backing them away.
Selling.
Yeah, they don't have a comparison. And a cup of coffee a day, everybody drinks coffee. Everybody knows how much a cup of coffee is these days. So it's a really great one to stick with.
Right. And then the lucky last one, what have you heard about the latest stem cell technology? That's just in there. That's just another way. If you feel comfortable talking about that, that's a great way to introduce our technology. So again, just there's only 6 here. So you could practice them. Go down when you're at the store, see if you can practice maybe 1 or 2. Number 1 would be easy. It's easy just to talk to somebody at the when you're out shopping or something.
Right, and to break that ice, and don't mean to interrupt you, but just as easy as the example that I gave to you guys at the very beginning is Julie, that coral shirt really looks nice on you. That's as easy as it gets, folks, to open
Oh,
a dialogue.
right. And yeah, you can practice this at home. You can practice it with your neighbor. In fact, I'm going to go out and do that soon. You can you can practice with your husband or your wife. You can practice peeking your pillow. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Just start peeking. It's so much fun.
Right. Well, there's a movie, The Founder, that I always use in all of my videos when it comes to stuff like this, because he's in front of the mirror and he's practicing his script. So practicing in front of the mirror is a great way to feel and to see yourself in success.
Oh, okay. The Founder. All right. Well, you've jumped ahead a bit, Dr. Velvet, because the next one is the compliment peak.
Oh, yes.
Oh, look at this lady. She's smiling. So, as they say, when somebody compliments you and the next sentence you say, it's very hard for them to say no. When somebody has complimented you about something. So, the compliment peak is all about authentically complimenting people, okay, who somebody is. So, our goal, and complimenting them makes you more receptive as well. So
Right.
they're like, oh, I like oh, this person's a nice person. And that way, see how I've got written here, find out what they are, who they are, and you get to what they want. So find out what they are, what they do. I mean, who they are as a person, personality type, and you can also get to what they want. So complimenting when you don't get a hook otherwise. I mean, you're a great entrepreneur. Like, you've had you're sitting with somebody, you're I don't know, you've done a deal with them you bought something, or they've just been a great salesperson, for instance. And they tell you that they have a little side business as well, and they do this and that. And so, I would be like, well, how many businesses do you have? Like, that's amazing. You're so good at what you do. You're very organized, for instance, and we're just talking to them and he's being very happy or she, and I don't want to hurt his ego about anything. Everything it's positive. Dr. Velvet, would you like to sort of add on that?
Yeah, I'm going to take it into a different little spin. Like, a lot of us are working with business owners, but we can say that you're a great entrepreneur, but let's say, for instance, you were going to see a massage therapist. You want to check out the surroundings, because as a massage therapist myself, I like it when someone compliments how wonderful the room smells, or how comfy and how cozy it feels, or how the atmosphere feels. Compliment the therapist of like, wow, I can really tell that your clients must love you. You have a really kind heart. You have a gentle spirit. I definitely know that your practice is booming because you have just got everything it takes to be a massage therapist. All those little things you can use. So make sure that when you're doing the complimenting, that it doesn't become robotic in such a way that you're ignoring what your current situation or atmosphere is. Make the compliment fit with whoever you're working with or visiting at that time. And I'm sure all of you understand that. And if you're working with therapists, if you're working with chiropractors, they love to be recognized for the work that they put in to their atmosphere. So that's going to be very critical.
Right. And thank you for that. That's great. So I just think, what you're working on is getting to a point where you feel comfortable with the person, and then you can peak a little bit. So, here's a bit of a curveball question, or, hey, you do all this fantastic work. Have you heard about the latest stem cell technology? You do all this work with people, or what have you heard about stem cells? So we've just got some guides here. And also you've got what we covered before. But, did you know that you could activate your own stem cells for less than a cup of coffee a day? That might be more appropriate in your circumstance. if they're talking, you're talking to them and they've told you, or, I mean, you can introduce that there is a possibility of another income stream for them. Okay, so we've got one line here on number 4. Did you know that you could activate your own stem cells for less than a cup of coffee a day? Look, does an extra income stream sound good to you?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're an entrepreneur, they're a sole business owners, pardon me. And yeah, they're after other income streams, all of them. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that's it really. I mean, just being prepared and knowing that you know how to complement, and you know the 6 I'm concerned peaks will set you on the road to success. But just practice with your family, practice with your husband or wife, talk to your friends, just practice it. And then keep on using it every time you can when you're out and about. This is added into, with your list and all your other contacts as well. So this is a good one just for day to day, and you can watch your life change.
Exactly. And if I may interject just a little bit, Julie, because a lot of times when we're doing stuff like this, we know that we're selling a product, but when we take this piquing the interest, we are letting go of any outcome. We're letting go of any stress for us to close in that moment. We're just getting to know the person. And it's critical to know the individual so you know what steps to take next, what to offer them next, and how to act next. And that's critical as well, because you don't want to be forcing somebody who doesn't know anything about stem cell activation. We're going to have to continue to pique that interest in what this is all about. So this first 3 of 331 is amazing in how it can just let go of all of the stress and just don't worry about the outcome, but stay more concerned about the connection and the relationship you're making with the individual, because that's going to be the overall.
Right. And the best thing about this is that you have a team of people within all of us. So all you have to do is get the contact, right? Because you know that your upline is going to be right there behind you and helping you with anything that happens. After that, you can get them on speed dial if you need to. So
That's right.
Let's go forward, 331 and piquing interest. And we would love to hear your stories. This will be super fun. So Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Velvet.
You're welcome. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you.